Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining another Ready to Ride Pilates for Horse Rider session. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. I'm so delighted to have you here. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. It just makes such a difference every time I get a new subscriber. I do a little happy dance, it just makes my day. Okay, so we are going to be working on your whole body in this session. Sometimes it's great not to just isolate one little bit, but just to work on the body as a whole. We use our whole body when we're on the horse, so it just makes sense. We are going to start with your spine stretch in sitting. So you want to make sure that you've got nice equal weight through your seat bones. Then bring your arms up in front of you, and you want to imagine that you've got headlights glued to your elbows, and you're going to push those headlights straight ahead of you and then back again. So if you had headlights and they were focused on a wall in front of you, the beam from those headlights would stay in exactly the same spot all the way through. And as you move, try to feel that your seat bone pressure stays 50-50 through both seat bones the whole way through the movement forwards and back, and watch that you're not sort of coming around a corner, so to speak, as you go. Then we'll add a little scoop at the end, so you go forwards and scoop up and then come back up again. So it's forwards, scoop up and come back. Do one more like this, and then we're going to do the same thing again with your legs crossed the other way and your arms folded the other way. So you will have naturally gone into your preferred crossed and folded position. This will be a little bit different, and it might be harder to make sure your elbows are staying level. So again, before you start, equal weight through both seat bones, and then as you're going, you're keeping your elbows level and also that equal weight through your seat bones, so you're not rocking. So you want to feel like if you were in the saddle and your pelvis was moving gently with the horse, you want that same feeling of 50-50 through both seat bones. Then we will add in that little scoop again, so you go forwards and scoop up and come back, forwards and scoop up and come back. Still keeping those elbows as level as you can. We'll do one more. Lovely. Okay, bring your arms down. We're going to go onto your front now, and we're going to start with your swan dive. And you can choose which version you do. If you are not feeling like you want to do the harder version today, that's absolutely fine, but I'm going to talk you through the slightly harder version. So you want to have your arms out to the side, elbows bent to 90 degrees. Now at home, you want to be looking face down. I'm just looking to you so that you can hear me a little bit better. Bring your shoulder blades back and down so the front of your shoulders are away from the floor, tummy away from the puddle of water, pelvic floor onto floor 3, and then you're lifting arms, head and neck off the floor and slowly back down. Keep that movement small. If you make it too big, all that's going to happen is you're just going to sink down through your tummy and come up into a very arched position. We're looking much more at confining this to your upper body, using the muscles around your shoulders and your shoulder blades to get you that lift. Just keep an eye that your elbows don't start to lead or get left behind. They want to stay moving with the whole of your arm. So your head and neck really do move as one unit. I was just starting to cheat there and lift my head because I was trying to talk to you. So head and neck all move as one unit. Don't forget to breathe, and don't forget to get your pelvic floor onto floor 3 as well. So many things to all do at once. Last one. Then we're going to go into your leg pull. So I would like you propped up on your forearms. And in this position, this is your starting point here, so a neutral position. Watch that you don't collapse down with your head close to your hand. So this is your neutral position. Pelvic floor onto floor 3, and then lift your pelvis and slowly back down. So you'll see as I lifted my pelvis, my head basically stayed still. Just watch as well that you don't sort of end up doing like a nodding donkey movement. So your upper body stays very still as you lift through your pelvis. Keep the breathing regular and keep your pelvic floor onto floor 3. Okay, we're going to make it a little bit harder if you want to. You don't have to make it harder at all, but if you want to, tuck your toes underneath your feet, and then you're going to do pelvic floor, lift the pelvis, lift the knees, lower the knees, lower the pelvis. So it's pelvic floor, lift, lift, lower, lower, or you can lift pelvis and knees together and bring them back down together. So you've got 3 options now, depending on which position you are in and how you want to do the movement. But again, the same things apply. Keep your breathing very regular. Watch that you don't take a breath in and fix when you get to the top. You want to be relaxed and flowing through the whole of the movement. Also watch that you end up in that straight line. Just watch you don't stick your bottom up into the air. You don't need to worry about holding the position. It's about the quality of how you get there and the quality of how you get back down again. We'll do one more. Okay, then we're going to turn onto your side, and I'd like you to keep your legs straight because we're going to do everybody's favourite of your full glutes lifts. And I know this is quite a hard one to do, but it is also a really, really good one. So, mouse holes open, pelvic floor onto floor 3. If you can, top hand onto your top headlight, bottom mosquito joining me, and we're going to lift your top leg up and slowly back down, up and slowly back down. And you do that movement as far as you can go comfortably and maintaining your mouse hole. If you find that you're starting to sink down to achieve it, then you're cheating and you're not using your hip muscles, particularly your glutes, to get you into that position. So do what you can do purely from your hip, but comfortably. Okay, we're going to change it and lead the way with your toes. Just watch for this one, you don't bring your leg forwards. So you're taking your leg up above your lower leg, still with your mouse hole, still with your pelvic floor. And again, keeping that breathing really regular. And then we're going to change it so you're leading with your heel now. So with this one, just watch so you don't roll forwards through your pelvis. Once again, all that change of position comes through your hip only. And if you have got stiff hips, if you've had a hip replacement or anything like that, you may well find this movement in particular is harder to do. It doesn't matter, even if you only get 2 degrees of rotation, you're still going to be changing how your muscles are working. You're still going to be doing something a bit different and working your glutes a little bit harder in a different way. So it doesn't matter, even if the movement is tiny, it's still effective. We'll do 2 more of this one. Okay, then we're going to turn onto your back and we're going to do your shoulder bridge. So if you've been using a headrest, slide it out of the way. And you want to start with your feet and knees approximately hip width apart. It really doesn't matter if it's not exactly bang on. Neutral pelvis position, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And you're going to roll back to imprint and heel up into your shoulder bridge position. So you want that straight line from shoulders, hips to knees, watching that you haven't gone too far. So straight line, make sure you can breathe, and then come back down each vertebrae in turn through your imprint to neutral. So it's imprint, heel up, pause at the top, and then come back down through your imprint. The next one you do, I would like you to stay at the top and see if you can have a go at doing some of your leg extensions. And while you're doing this, you're thinking of keeping your headlights absolutely still, but watch that you can still breathe. So it's pelvic floor onto floor 3, headlights are staying level, and your pelvic floor staying onto floor 3. Okay, then bring your bridge down, 1 vertebrae at a time, through your imprint to neutral. Then we're going to take your hands up, so they're approximately above your shoulders. Imprint and peel up again, so you still want, just because your hands are out of the way, you still want that good quality on the movement. And then we're going to see if you can do your hip dips. So you're dipping one side of your pelvis and then the other, keeping your hands still and keeping your knees still. All that movement is from your pelvis. Watch that you don't just spin, it's one side stays still while the other side dips. Check in with those hands, make sure they're staying still and soft. If you find you're getting a bit crampy in your hamstrings, bring your feet a wee bit closer to your bottom. Make sure you're still breathing and your pelvic floor is on floor 3. This is such a great exercise for independence of seat and contact, possibly the best exercise you can do for independence of seat and contact. Okay, last dip. Bring your arms down, bring your vertebrae down, each one in turn for your imprint to neutral. And we're going to spin round onto the side you haven't yet done to do your glutes. Okay, so once again we are starting with your legs straight, mouse holes open, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And we're going to lift and lower. The same principles apply as with the last side, so you want to go as far as you can, comfortably, keeping your mouse hole, watching that you don't cheat and gain extra height simply by squishing down through your mouse hole. It's all about the quality of the movement from your hip with this exercise. Okay, we're going to change it and lead with the toes again. Again with this one, just watch that the leg doesn't come forwards, so you're making sure that it goes straight up and down above your lower leg, keeping your mouse holes open, keeping your pelvic floor onto floor 3, breathing away nice and steadily. Just keep checking in that the leg hasn't started to creep forwards, that it is staying over the lower leg. And then for your final one, once again we're turning in, and again just watch you don't roll forwards, just tips your whole weight forward. So the turn in comes from your hip, and again keep that mouse hole open, so the lift comes from your hip as well, not created by sagging down through your mouse hole. Keep your breathing regular, don't forget about your pelvic floor. So there's actually quite a lot of things to be thinking about. You've got your leg position as well as all your basics, and you want that nice controlled movement so you're not letting the leg plop. And we'll do one last one. Phew, you say, your glutes can have a rest. We're going to come up into sitting, and we're going to do your leg pull in sitting. So for this one, you want to have your hands reasonably far out behind. If they're underneath you, it makes it really awkward to do. So reasonably far out behind. Try and keep my heels on the grass, it's a wee bit damp, we keep having rain. Okay, so it's pelvic floor onto floor 3, and then you're opening your hips like a hinge. You want that straight line again, down through your front, down through your legs, then slowly back down. So it's pelvic floor, open your hips like a hinge, and slowly back down. Once again, watch that you're not holding your breath, so keep your breathing very regular. And watch as well with this one that you don't go too far. It's a bit tempting sometimes to really lift up as far as you can go. It's not necessarily particularly constructive. If you're finding this a little bit easy, you can add in at the top a few of these guys, but just watch that your headlights stay level and that you don't then find that you're holding your breath or you've let go of your pelvic floor. So as always with all of these, when you go into the progressions, you want to make sure that you can maintain good form through the basic elements of that exercise. Last one. Okay, and then bring yourselves gently back down and relax through your shoulders. Okay, we're going to move on to your side twist. I'm taking a slight risk with doing this on the slippery grass, but fingers crossed I can just hold myself and not go flying. Okay, so for your side twist, you need your top foot in front of your bottom foot, bottom knee on the mat, top arm onto your top knee, and once again that hand that you're going to be pushing onto is away from you, so you've got somewhere to push onto. So it's pelvic floor, push up, and slowly back down, pelvic floor, push up, and slowly back down. And what we're looking for is that quality up, quality down, so we're synchronizing the up and the down and watching you don't land with a plop. Keep your breathing really regular, and it doesn't matter if you can't go the whole way, you go as far as you can, but just check if you're not going the whole way. Check, pause my start position, and make sure you get yourself into that start position so you really can push through that top foot onto the top hand, bottom hand even. Okay, I'm going to swing round so I can demonstrate the other way. So once again, I think I'm going slightly downhill, this could be fun. Top foot in front of bottom foot, top hand onto top knee, bottom hand far enough away for you to push onto, pelvic floor onto floor 3, and up and slowly down. This is such a good exercise for really coordinating the whole body. It's not quite the ultimate coordination exercise, but everything has to work completely in synchronization for this exercise to happen smoothly. And so it's a really good test of how good your synchronization is, how well your body can plan and coordinate and control all at the same time. Remember to breathe, keep the pelvic floor onto floor 3. Last one. Fabulous job. Bring yourselves back down. If you've done all of those, top job. That's not easy at all. Okay, we're going to do your oblique roll up next of all. So I'm going to go this way, it's slightly easier for my not quite flat lawn. Sit with your feet and knees together, not fixed and tight, but just gently together. Hands on the front of your shins, and leading from your headlights, you're just letting your pelvis roll backwards and forward. So your shoulders will come in a little bit, but try and avoid a great big sit-up type of movement. And keep those knees together, shoulders relaxed. Then we're going to add in your arms. So arms up, roll your pelvis back and take one arm to the side, and roll the pelvis forward to come back up, same the other way. So all of this is being controlled, instigated, initiated by your pelvis. It's a small movement from your pelvis, but then actually our pelvises don't do a huge movement in the saddle, so we don't need to be working through a particularly big movement. Check that those knees are still together. Mine were just sneakily creeping apart. Last one. Super job, well done. Okay, I'm going to face you now. And we're going to finish off by sort of doing your mermaid. It's quite a nice little stretch position to get into to do this. So before you start, check you've got equal weight through both of your seat bones. And then you're reaching up one side for a good big breath in. Bring your arm down in front, roll through your body, and up for another big breath in at the top. Reach up, lengthen down your side, sweep your arm down and round, and again reach up, good big breath in. Bring that arm round in front, and then bring it back down by your side. We'll do the same with the other arm. So you're reaching up, big breath in, stretch down your side, swing your arm down and round, and up, big breath in, sweep down and round, big breath in, and sweep down and round. Bring that arm back down by your side. Check you've got equal weight through both of your seat bones and that your shoulders are relaxed. And we are going to finish there. I hope you've enjoyed that session. Thank you so much for joining me. I love it when I get people watching these sessions. It just is such a good feeling. Any comments, please let me know. And otherwise, look after yourselves, and I will see you very soon.